Hello everyone, this is Tommy Hensel. I am back for part 2 of my Pampered Chef Party sort of demo week. The first video that I made, I talked about a lot of the Pampered Chef products that I use almost every day, things that I honestly don't think I could live without. What I want to talk about today are the ones that I use sometimes fairly frequently, but not every day, and then other things that I may only use a couple of times a year. But when I have them, when I need them, I'm so happy that I have them. So we're going to start with some simple stuff. For people who bake, I love this little tiny rolling pin thing. It's got two smaller rolling pins. So when you're actually, like I was doing pizza dough recently, it was really nice to be able to roll out very gently. Also, it's got this nice little attachment that you can prick crust with if you're going to blind bake, and it snaps back in there. Occasionally I use this, not often, actually more in the summertime, because I tend to use this more with strawberries than anything else, but it's great. I think it's originally designed to cut eggs. You can put the hard-boiled egg in and then slice it, and you'll notice it's got these little pieces of metal that slice it. I use it for ripe strawberries. Don't use it for unripe ones. I broke one of these once trying to do that, so softer things, but it's really cool to have. Either I'm getting weaker as I get older, or they're making cans or jars harder to open, but I use this jar opener constantly. Great item. I would highly recommend this. I love their can opener. I'm not going to open this can because it's an easy open can, but basically you put the can opener on like this on the side, and then twist this. It opens the can, but it also makes it so that it's not sharp, so you don't cut yourself. So I really like their easy open can opener. I use the scraper pretty often. When I'm chopping stuff and it's on the cutting board, once it's done, you can use the scraper to scrape it off. This is a really nice, handy little tool to have. And because I don't have a pastry cutter, I never bothered to buy one because I don't bake all that often. I use this as a pastry cutter occasionally. I love those easy read measuring cups, but this is an easy read measuring cup colander, which I think is awesome. If you're measuring something that needs to be then washed, or if you've washed something that's still wet but you need to measure it, put it in this and you can measure it. Easy to read, up to 3 cups. This is a great item to have. This is a newer version of an whatever you call it, oil spritzer. But basically you put oil in, pump it, and you can spray oil without aerosol, without having to buy expensive, PAM or something like that. So I really like this one, and this newer version works way better than their older one did. Food chopper. This is great for chopping nuts, but I've used it also for herbs and other things. Essentially, you put them on down and you hit this, and you can get your frustrations out by doing that. I also like sometimes just to put the food in here, then put this on, and then chop it here. Turn it back upside down and then dump in. But it works great because as you're pressing down on it, it's rotating as it's chopping. So again, it's really excellent for chopping nuts particularly. The bar pans. I love their stoneware. I had 3 sizes. I broke the middle-sized one, but this is the smallest one, and this is the larger one that I have, and you can see how dark they are. I've had these for over 15 years. I use them constantly, and they become non-stick. It's very similar to cast iron because you season it, and over time it becomes this wonderful non-stick thing that's excellent for anything that you don't want to stick on, and you don't have to worry about that issue of non-stick stuff being kind of toxic. And finally, one of my favorite things is this giant I guess you would call it it's a roasting pan, but like a turkey roaster. And what I love about it is, first of all, how big it is. This lifts out, so you can lift out whatever it is you're roasting, whether it's turkey or chicken or pork loin or whatever. And it also has on 2 of the corners pouring spouts, so you can actually, if whatever juice is in here, you could actually create the gravy in this and pour it out. And finally, the thing that I love the most is these. If you're ever stuck in a horror movie being chased by a demonic serial killer, these would be your weapons of choice, because that is very sharp. I can tell you by sad experience because I've poked myself with it before. Not on purpose, but yeah. So these are awesome because for something like a turkey or even a chicken or a pork loin or roast or anything like that, you can skewer it on both sides, lift it out, and move it to where you want to. They're really sharp, but they're awesome to have because when you need them, there's almost nothing better, especially at Thanksgiving this year when I made a turkey. It was invaluable for that. So that is the rest of the major Pampered Chef products that I use on a relatively frequently in my kitchen. So hopefully you found some inspiration in the last video or this one, and I hope to actually be able to host a Pampered Chef party in person soon so people can come and we can actually cook together. But in the meantime, virtual has got to be it. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me.